the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. And tonight, we are here with the NSRA Sunday Select Series at the World Center of Racing. We get ready to bring you their 3-race chase season. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and in the booth with me is none other than the illustrious Travis Elliott. Travis, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic on this start of a pretty fun 3-race shootout to find out who's the best of the best in the NSRA Sunday Select Series.
Well, we're going to find that out here in about 3 races. We're going to get through this first one here tonight. And that being said, we do have quite a field for you here tonight. So let's look at some of our times. Daniel Holloway finding himself on top of the leaderboard with the fastest lap time, qualifying, getting ready to fire off. So with that being said, we're going to get ready to talk about qualifying. And Travis, as long as you didn't join as a driver, as you have been known to do,
I can watch these qualifying runs this time. So
somebody earned their pay here tonight. So Travis, we're getting ready to fire off qualifying. So what's it going to take for a driver to lay down a very fast lap here at Daytona?
It's all about being smooth, keeping your car away from that wall, which you know, the whole new kind of aero effects with the walls that they introduced. It can actually slow you down a little bit, but main thing, be smooth, let the car turn itself into the turns, and just be fast. That's about all you have to do.
All right, so Chris Akers in the 4, one of the first cars out on the speedway. Mark Mann out there, J.R. Johnson out there. So drivers having 5 minutes to turn 2 laps, getting out on the track right away. 1 minute already passed, and drivers just on their out lap.
Yep, Hunter Reynolds just now going out for his out lap. A lot of guys trying to put this thing on pole. That first pit box can mean a lot. Now you can just full throttle out. Don't really have to worry about getting a speeding penalty out, but you still have to worry about coming in. But yeah, track position, getting that first box will really pay off by the end of the race, really.
Right now, our chase drivers, one of them being the 40 of Jason Graves. Well, by 40, I mean the 51. He's normally the 40 car, but we switched to the B cars mid-season, and I'm still not used to calling that driver in the 51.
Yeah, there's a lot of 51s out there. I hope he can, you know, like I said a couple weeks ago when was it last week? Maybe he can get something done. I'd love to see that 51 in victory lane tonight.
7 machine of Josh Milam, 1 win on the season, but missed the first few races of the season. Did not acquire enough points to make it into our playoff format here this season. But right now he sits in 2nd spot. Anthony English in the 44 machine, finding himself as a chase driver right now in 9th place, making his way into turns 3 and 4. Looking for a good qualifying time here, but Chris Akers in the 4 machine with a 50.61 being his best lap time.
Donald Zadusky creeping up there too, and then Josh takes it right back away with a blazing fast lap time. And right now I'm on board with Hunter Reynolds as he's tracking the bottom of the track, staying the yellow line. Looks like he's letting it drift up a little bit. Doing everything right. Hunter's, Hunter.
Mark Mann in the 04 to the top of the charts with a 50.58, laying down a very fast lap time. Anthony English in the 44 slowing it down. Paul Sermont in the 3 though, coming around. He has done his 2 laps, finds himself in 3rd place. Daniel Holloway in the 21, one of the other Chase drivers looking to put it on pole, and he's working his way onto the front stretch, Travis. Well, besides that, we are getting ready to go to our national anthem, because the 21 crosses the start finish line and he jumps up to 12th place. So we're going to step away for our national anthem. No one go anywhere. We'll be back to bring you tonight's starting lineup. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Drivers are starting to pull off of pit lane, and that means it is time to go through tonight's starting lineup. So let's get right into it. On row number 1, Mark Mann in the 04 with a quick time of 50.589. On his outside, the 7 of Josh Milam. Row number 2 going to be the 3 of Paul Servant in the, on his outside in the 26, almost said in the 4, that is Hunter Reynolds. Row number 3 will be the 4 of Chris Akers and the 44 of Anthony English. Row number 4 going to be the 62 of Les Levy and the 91 of Sean Wilder. Row number 5, the 88 of Dana Osborne and Donald Sadusky on the outside.
And in row number 6, the 27 of Sean Stevens. And on his outside, the 51 of Jason Graves. Row number 7 is going to be the 21 of Daniel Holloway and the 37 of J.R. Johnson. Row number 8, the 82 of Dan Harrington and the 61 of DJ Mitzel. Row number 9, the 343 of Russ Hancock and the 28 of Jimmy Reynolds. And in row number 10, the 25 of Adam Evans and 711 Scorbin Herman, and bringing up the rear of the field, the lone man himself, the 31 of Todd Poston.
All right, pace car down and away. We get ready to fire off chase race number 1. Mark Mann putting his stamp on the first event, picking up that pole position. Green flag is out and we are underway here for this one. Mark Mann has the advantage going into turn 1, but we all know how tenacious that 7 is in the outside lane. Josh Milam not going to let that 04 get away.
Not to mention he has a 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Very familiar those two are with one another, so no doubt that they'll do everything they can to work the way that they do and like the way that I know that they can. But right now, neck and neck, not really getting clear. Josh Milam still outside of the 04 Mark Mann. And it looks like Mark Mann's going to get a good run out of turn number 4 as the field is still pretty side by side all the way through. And I'm noticing that there's 3 Reese's cars out there, KR.
We got 3 Reese's cars out there, so good luck with just a quick glance at getting the right car selected.
Yeah, they're just doing it to mess with me now, but Mark Mann easily in front. Paul Servan's going to jump up to the top and kind of second-guess himself. Almost like he didn't want to jump up to the top, but he's going to get a massive push from the 7. That's going to clear him of Mark Mann. Big checkup through the field already. Les Levy getting a little tap from the 88 Dana Osborne, who's also driving a new car. Looking pretty sharp. Josh, big wiggle from the 7. He's going to go to the outside of Paul Servant. Paul Servant's going to drop to the bottom of the track. And we are back up front, side by side, with one new guy, the 3 of Paul Servant, and Josh Milam leads this lap, KR.
He does lead that lap. Let's go ahead and take a look at our race info here for tonight as we begin our 3-race chase format. This is chase number 1. And I got to talk to David Booth, and I asked David Booth his 3 keys to the race here tonight. He said, "Why are you asking me? I'm not racing tonight, and win the race."
Yeah, those couldn't say it better myself, Boothie.
Beautiful weather as always here in iRacing for our night here at Daytona. Paul Servant in the 3, out in front. Mark Mann in the 04 on his back bumper. Chris Akers, Sean Wilder, or Daniel Holloway, not sure who that is, in the 4 on the outside in front. But he has Josh Milam on his back bumper. Akers really looking for a win here. Chris Akers into this playoff format, and we have seen Akers have several problems throughout his NSRA career.
Yeah,
what a relief it'd be to see that 4 get a win in this opening round for that team.
Yeah, he's definitely had a rough year. Lot of downs. Obviously, he had just enough ups though to get himself into the chase, and he's up here leading. Ooh, that's a wreck. That's a wreck.
Josh Milam goes around. Mark Mann around. Several of our chase contenders getting involved. One upside down. Daniel Holloway tumbling. Several involved in this one as it started in the tri-oval.
A little help from a little bit of connection there between the 2 teammates of the 4 and the 3. Mark Mann was on his the 3 of Paul Servant's quarter panel. Sent him right around. The person that flipped was the 21 of Daniel Holloway. So all the Candy Shack guys are just flipping everywhere. But I think DJ Mitzel might have skated through that. I could be wrong though.
Mitzel in the 61
Yeah, he snuck by that.
If we can figure out how that went for him. He drops down to the grass. Anthony English in the 44 right in front of him. Mitzel loses it a little bit in the grass. Man, did he have an excellent view, and it looks like he is going to get away without a scratch on his car. A little jaunt down pit lane. So he would have gotten an iRacing black flag because of an unsafe pit entrance, but I believe that one will be cleared due to, let's say, outside circumstances.
Yeah, that was great heads-up driving, though. As soon as I saw him, he's about to hit Hunter. I was like, he just squeezed through that massive wreck that took out like 65% of the field.
Yeah, that was very good driving by the 61 of DJ Mitzel. Great heads-up driving. Everyone on the pit road. Several drivers going to have to burn one of their 2 fast repairs already. Chris Akers in the 4 down and away. Les Levy down and away. Donald Sadusky. Then it's DJ Mitzel and Daniel Holloway. Holloway, who was the one driver tumbling end over end. Quick pit stop for him, and he's going to come out in 4th place.
I mean, not too bad. And you just cross the start-finish line on your roof.
All right, so a quick caution coming out. Let's take a quick break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The field is forming up 2 by 2, side by side, nose to tail, as we get ready to bring our first caution of the night to a close. Quite a few of our front runners got caught up in this caution at the front of the pack coming through the tri-oval. Some drivers burned fast repairs. Some of them did not. They elected to hammer out a little bit of the damage that they had. We'll see how this plays out for them. But here we go. Pace car down and away. Chris Akers in the 4. Gonna get back on the throttle as a green flag waves furiously by the flagman. The 62 bust a nut Les Levy machine finding himself dropping back just a little bit. Sadusky looking for that opening on the high side.
Yeah, Les has 21 of Daniel Holloway behind him. Actually, here's all the Reese's. We just need one more to be a king size, but Les is going to get a good push from Dan Holloway there. Not going to have too much help, though. It looks like Jimmy Reynolds has a little bit of front end damage, so not expecting a whole lot from them two on the outside, especially with the main, almost the entire field, essentially on the bottom. You have a couple stragglers up top. 88 Dan Osborne, who also has pretty good amount of front end damage, so not a lot of help going to be coming from him. And 3 Paul Servant, and 82 Daniel Harrington. A lot of Daniels in this league, but yeah, it looks like Les got one a little too wide though. And Dan was going to shoot the gap and didn't. Probably good because these guys need to settle down. There's a lot of racing to go.
On board with the 28 of Jimmy Reynolds. He's tucked in tight behind the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Reynolds in the outside line. Now he's the second car as the 62 of Les Levy takes over the race lead from the 4 of Chris Akers.
And now I guess we'll see how much Jimmy and Dana's damage is going to affect this outside line. I mean, obviously the 22 or the 28 and the 88 can keep up with one another in the pack in the draft, but pushing that's going to be another problem. And the 19 got a little loose there. I'm noticing that a couple of these guys turning in, getting a little loose in the middle of the corner on entry, a little bit of the middle. Almost looks like the car's going to go around. It's Chris Akers. We're going to have a pack of Reese's right here going to the front, getting a great push and going into turn 3. Les still holding the bottom with the 19 of Donald Sadusky. And it looks like I thought I saw somebody off track for a second. Nope, they're just 2x2 right now, KR. Looks like they're kind of settling down a little bit.
Settling down isn't the term I would use for tonight's race. I think everybody is on edge. Our first chase race of the season. 3 races to determine of the 12 drivers who will be king of the hill.
Some pretty big 3 races. We have Daytona tonight. iRacing Super Speedways. Dana Osborne's going to split Jimmy Reynolds. Then around the outside. Jimmy's going to tuck in right behind the 88 there. So you have 3 Candy Shack guys all lined up 1, 2, 3 on that top side. Next, I guess would say affiliate driver's been running with them lately. The 91 of Sean Wilder, which he's definitely shown more and more. He's going to go up there and clear Jimmy Reynolds too. Pretty close clear. Now there's 4 Candy Shack guys on the outside line. We'll see if they can get this line start going. And the 3 of Paul Servant's just chilling right back there. Just 1 car away behind Jimmy Reynolds on the bottom. And I mean, they look pretty tame right now, Kat. They're taking gaps though.
They have settled in for the moment as the 88 of Dana Osborne is like, no, we're not settled in. He and the 21 of
right in there.
Daniel Holloway almost got fed some bumper, but both drivers hold on to it, and the 88 machine lives to fight another day. So too does the 21. Right now, our top 2 cars, the 62 and the 19, non-chase drivers, but that does not mean that they have no less of a chance to win this race. Les Levy, Donald Sadusky, both looking to pick up a win here tonight. Would love to have a win and rub it in the face of everyone who is in the championship chase that they won and the other 12 drivers did not.
Yeah, that, and at the end of the season, you really want to start building momentum towards your next season and going out there and racing as hard as you can, and trying to get wins. That's what you're out here to do. So, I mean, I'd love to see a non-chase driver come out here and spoil a position as the 4 Chris Akers is going to clear the bottom. Almost like the entire field's about to hit the pits for green flag stops, but they're about 12 laps away from that, it seems. So quite a ways away. So 19's going to jump up in front of the 21. They're going to just keep playing musical chairs with P1 around here. And it looks like the 88 Dana Osborne's damage isn't really hindering him too bad. Him and Jimmy Reynolds. And that's something with the Xfinity cars here. You can spare a little bit of damage. They're not like the cup cars where you get 5 seconds of optional damage and then you're 10 miles an hour off a pace and you can't, get to people's bumpers. So it's good to see that guys with a little bit of damage are still up here able to run and be slightly competitive and save that fast repair and be really tactical about this race as it goes on. More cautions may come out. So
Chris Akers in behind Donald Sadusky, our race leader, the 19 down on the bottom. We're riding on the roof cam, looking out the back. The Chocolate Express, Reese's Pieces Machines, the 4, the 21, the 91, all stalking the 19, trying to figure out what they're gonna do to get around him.
Yeah, I feel like that 19's also kind of been a as the season progressed, he became more and more showing what he can do on the track, and I don't think that I could be wrong. No, looks like the 19 is actually running with the.
So the 19 machine in the Candy Shack Motorsports Communications, so we'll call him a teammate with Candy Shack Motorsports here tonight. The 62 representing Alliance Motorsports. Now, he is the highest running Alliance Motorsports driver. JR Johnson, solo team effort, along with Jason Grames, all by himself. That 51 machine, Mellow Yellow, Jason Grames doesn't have a teammate, hasn't had a team, has always been looking for a team. And here he is, a championship contending driver, and no one wants to pick him up for a team.
Yeah, it's unfortunate just because, having people that you can work with really helps. But at the same time, he doesn't have to worry about trying to race 2 or 3 other of his teammates. He's there for himself, and if he does what he has to do to get a win, he's not going to hurt anybody's feelings. He's not going to hurt a teammate's feelings. But we'll see how he does over these 3 races. He's I think he's been a pretty solid finisher the past. I think in the later half of the season, he's definitely strung together a lot more solid finishes. I think he even got a couple top 3s, if I remember correctly. But yeah, being a single car team is very difficult. Like you said, the 37 of JR Johnson by himself, running up here, top 5, fighting to get a win. Maybe getting a win or showing that you can come out here and race. He's got.
Meanwhile, back at the front, the 19 and the 4 side by side through the corner. The 37 of JR Johnson right there. And our field running very close together. In fact, from first place to last place, under 2 seconds separating them. Everyone on the lead lap, 21 cars taking the green flag here tonight. All 21 still out on track, still on the lead lap. The 19 of Donald Sadusky doing the best he can to show this field the way to the front. He is there right now. JR Johnson, though, in that green Monster Energy machine, pushing on his back bumper. Les Levy has moved to the top side with the 4 of Chris Akers. He has separated the Reese's train with a busted nut, and there's so many jokes that come to mind here with the 3 Reese's cars surrounding the Ricky Bobby Foundation machine. I have no idea if the jokes would be appropriate or not, but I will not continue down that path. But I just want to kind of maybe tickle it a little bit. The 88 machine of Dana Osborne, one of our chase contenders, finding himself 3rd car on the inside line. Not having a bad race, a little bit of damage on the 88. We saw that big stack up at the front of the field through the trial in our opening laps, but now we're getting ready to finish lap 20, start lap 21. Everyone crosses the start finish line. The 88 still hugging the inside line. We are getting close to where it is almost time to start thinking about green flag pit stops. Drivers last on pit road on lap 5, done about 15 laps with green flag racing. The 91 of Sean Wilder going to drop down to the inside. He was one of the first cars to make that move to the inside lane, starting to prepare for their entry on the pit road. Chris Akers in the 4, still on that high side, but 4 cars now working that outside lane. Akers, Levy, Holloway, and Milam. Russell Hancock in the outside lane, deep in the field by himself, no one working with him. And as I say that, looks like Hancock is going to have DJ Mitchell in the 61 move up to the top side with him. Mark Mann in the 04 qualified on pole, got caught out in that first crash, has been hanging out at the back ever since, has not started working his way forward. He is having a quiet race now after qualifying on pole. Maybe just going to try and ride it out a little bit here. Stephen Herman in the 7-Eleven machine. Herman still looking for his first top 10 finish of the season, but he is one of the first ones that typically drops out of the race, mostly because he also tries to do admin duties. So he is pulling double the effort out here tonight. It's not very easy to be an admin while racing at about 200 miles an hour. Squirmin' Herman, as a race admin, man, we appreciate your efforts out there. And we know if things go south for you, you tend to just hang up the steering wheel. But man, while you have a shot at it, you get after it. So let's cheer on Stephen Herman. Even though right now he's 21st, still on the lead lap, he is going to have a shot to win this thing as long as he is out there. Todd Poston in the 31, chase contender. Right now he is running last among the contenders and now finds himself last on the track. Not unusual for that 31 machine. He does like to hang back and then work his way forward. Todd having a 1 win on the season. So far, nobody has picked up a second win. We have had no repeat winners this season. We have been just stuck in the horrible outcome of having a different winner every week. Now I say that tongue-in-cheek because we all know seeing a new winner every week is really lets you know how difficult these races are to pick up a win, not only a win, but to become a repeat winner. Akers in the 4 would love to be the first repeat winner of this season. Right now he is leading the train, and drivers starting to really abandon the high side. Nobody has hit pit road just yet, but I believe we will see them on pit lane in the next lap or two. For those of you who are wondering, I did hog-tie Travis Elliott, taped his mouth shut. He is struggling in the corner as we speak. But no, he had a little bit of an issue. He had to step away for a minute. Hopefully we'll get him back here. I do appreciate all the hard work that Travis Elliott does week in and week out for the NSRA series, and he's not here. I kind of miss my little buddy. I need him. I need my Elliott, the trash man, because he thinks he's a trash driver, but that's all right. For Chris Akers, the 19 of Donald Sadusky, J.R. Johnson in the 37. That is your top 3 right now. Nobody made the break for pit lane. Down the Daytona backstretch they go. Lap 27 of 80 here in chase race number 1. We'll see if we have any takers for pit lane on this lap, and it looks like we do. Locked up brakes by the 19. He is trying to get it slowed down. Donald Sadusky with a great entry on the pit road. As long as he did not get caught speeding, maybe going to take over the top spot when this shakes out. Les Levy in the 62, Mark Mann in the 04. They decide to stay out. Anthony English in the 44 machine, Jason Graves, Dan Harrington, DJ Mitchell, all chase contenders have stayed out. We wait to see when they will hit pit road. And it will probably be this lap. Everyone pushing their tanks as far as they can here. Les taking it high, wide, and handsome. Mark Mann in the 04. Very aggressive entry on the pit road. Makes the pass on the 62. So Mark Mann gaining some spots there. The Dusky in the 19, who had that excellent pit entry, does win the race off of pit road. Holloway in the 21 going to make the move to pass him. Akers in the 4 electing to go to the high side as well. Mark Mann down and away. This one's going to be close for who picks up the race lead. Holloway in the 21 making his way through the tri-oval. Mark Mann down on the bottom on the apron with the 44 of Anthony English on his back bumper. Make no mistake, Holloway coming with a full head of steam. Mark Mann blending up onto the track, holding on to the lead for the moment. Holloway starting to pick off some of the stragglers, but man, he is chugging along about 30 miles an hour faster than Mark Mann, and you can see he is closing in very quickly. Holloway now going to use the draft off of Anthony English. Moves to the high side, making that pass. And Daniel Holloway to the top spot in the 21 machine. The green flag pit stops cycle is completed. We get back into trying to form up side by side, nose to tail. Dave Freeman, Mara Clark checking in. I forgot to say hello to everybody in YouTube chat. Thank you very much for joining me here tonight. Please forgive me for my very rude ignorance. Ignorance. That's what I made a new word. We're going to work on that. Submit it to Webster. It's fine. Fastest lap of the race just being turned by Dan Harrington, a 46.74. Harrington finding himself in 16th spot deep in the field, but laid down a very quick lap. Freeman commenting that Sadusky probably had a speeding penalty, and I can tell you, nobody had a speeding penalty. One driver who has been caught out, though, is the 28 of Jimmy Reynolds. A 4-tire stop for Reynolds, and not sure why he had that 4-tire stop, but very long time on pit road for Reynolds has found him about half a lap behind the rest of the field. Sean Stevens and Russell Hancock running together. They have fallen off the lead group as well. And Adam Evans in the 25 by himself. We see this time and time again. Green flag pit stops, for one reason or another, split up the field. The 25 and the 28 going to start working together here, but they are about half a lap behind and will continue to run slower laps than our race leader. the 19, or make it the 7 of Josh Milam, as he is starting to make a move on the 19 on the outside. Side by side they go through the corner and on to the front stretch. Josh Milam in the 7, your race leader. Sadusky in the 19, trying to wrestle that lead back into his control. Lap 34 of 80, we're creeping up on the halfway point. Milam has the advantage because of that bottom lane getting a good run through the corner. The top side gets that great run down the straightaways. So Josh Milam in the 7, helping represent Alliance Motorsports out in front, surrounded on the outside by a Candy Shack Motorsports driver and a 21 of Daniel Holloway on his back bumper. Those two drivers for Candy Shack Motorsports, but there is help for the 7, the 26 machine of Hunter Reynolds, now to his outside as well. Hunter Reynolds, another Alliance Motorsports driver. So two teams representing the first 2 rows here. Everyone is at full song side by side. And it's Chris Akers in the 4 and the 88 of Dana Osborne. Those two drivers from Candy Shack Motorsports, with the 3 of Paul Servant right behind the 4. And then the 62 of Les Levy from Alliance Motorsports. So 2 teams representing the first 3, 4, I gotta take my shoes off to count higher than that, so we're not gonna do that, but 2 teams, the 2 powerhouse teams of NSRA's Sunday Select, finding themselves out in front of the rest of the field. 3 Wide Motorsports, then right there behind them, we cannot forget 3 Wide Motorsports, Todd Poston and the 61 of DJ Mitzel. Not as many drivers in that 3 Wide Motorsports team as there are in Candy Shack and Alliance. They still put in a great effort week in and week out, get some great finishes. Both drivers, DJ Mitzel, Todd Poston, in the championship. DJ into the championship without a race win. A very solid effort for the driver of the 61. Daniel Harrington, Mark Mann also getting into the championship without a race win this season. Sadusky not quite clear in the 21, thought about dropping down, decided against it, stays to the high side. Daniel Holloway in the 21, now out in front, down on the bottom. Drivers hit pit road on lap 27 and lap 28. 10 laps of green flag racing since then. Give it about another 5 to 7 laps, excuse me, before we see them on pit road again. This is still Not even quite to halfway, but we are almost there. Our drivers only being slowed for one caution so far here tonight. 21, the 19, the 7, and the 26, leading our field into turn number 3. Check in on a few of our drivers at the back here that have lost touch with the lead pack. 16 cars in the lead pack. John Stevens in the 27, finding himself in 17th spot with Russell Hancock in 18th and Stephen Herman in 19th, right behind them. And then we have a little bit further back another 2-car group. That is the 25 of Adam Evans and the 28 of Jimmy Reynolds. These two drivers are about 10 seconds ahead of the rest, or I should say of our lead pack. As we look out the back of the 28, not quite getting a shot down the front stretch of our leaders, but they are stalking that 28 and getting closer to him every time. I don't know about you guys, but I think we need to get a little bit of turn it up before we get into some pit stops. So I'm going to step away from the microphone and I'm going to let the soothing sounds of these race cars at nearly 200 miles an hour lull everybody into dreams of winning the Daytona 500. Daniel Holloway in the 21, Donald Sadusky in the 19, leading this field of 16 cars. 21 drivers in this race here tonight, 21 drivers on the lead lap, but that is not going to stay that way for a whole lot longer. The 19 machine gets a good push by the 26, Hunter Reynolds into the wall. Daniel Harrington sideways, Sean Wilder, he's out of shape. Todd Poston into the wall. The 26 has blown an engine, and now DJ Mitchell has gone spinning into the infield. No caution. Mitchell grabs a gear and gets going, but this is going to be close. Tough break for the 61 machine. Hunter Reynolds popped his engine. He's going to have to burn a fast repair. And what a wild exchange that was. That is crazy. Donald Sadusky in the 19. Now everyone making the break for pit road here. Sadusky in the 19, locking them up. Good entry for the 19. The 44 of Anthony English going to hit pit lane here as well. DJ Mitchell looking to join the 27, the 711, and the 343. So things getting a little bit hairy here as the 26 has popped his engine. Everyone down and away. Sadusky in the 19 winning the race off of pit road. But man, I'll tell you what, Hunter Reynolds having that engine let go. Very fortunate timing for the 26 in that almost everyone else had to hit pit lane as well. The bad news is he still was by himself in that situation, so he has lost a little bit of ground, not to mention the fact that his car popped the engine in the middle of the corner. But Sadusky in the 19, your race leader. Daniel Holloway in the 21, Josh Milam in the 7. That is your top 3. Then it's Chris Akers and Dana Osborne to round out your top 5. Right behind Osborne, the lone Canadian, the 3, Paul Servant, finding himself in 6th place. Jason Graves in 7th. 8th place going to Les Levy in the 62. Dan Harrington 9th, and rounding out your top 10 is J.R. Johnson. So with the 26 having his engine let go, about 1 lap, maybe 2 laps before green flag pit stops took place, it has caused the field to really be scattered here as Adam Evans and Jimmy Reynolds going to make themselves small and get out of the way here. They are the only 2 cars not on the lead lap right now. Adam Evans in front of Jimmy Reynolds. 19 cars on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap is Russell Hancock. All right, so now we got a moment to catch our breath. One driver really hoping for a caution. That is the 61 of DJ Mitchell. And add in the 27 of Sean Stevens. They are lounging around 16th and 17th spot, 27 seconds off the race lead. 2 chase drivers deep in the field. Anthony English in the 44, another chase driver who is hurting right now, finding himself 21 seconds off the race lead, but he does not have any help. On board with the 26, Hunter Reynolds, as he has our pole sitter, the 04, Mark Mann, just ahead of him. Mark Mann moving up to the high side. Reynolds going to make the pass down on the bottom. This group of cars has fallen off the lead pack pace, but Reynolds in 10th, posting in 11th. 12th is Mark Mann. J.R. Johnson trying to close in on the 04. This 4-car group maybe could catch the lead pack if the lead pack had to check up excessively, maybe a couple of times for one reason or another. '21 of Daniel Holloway, the 4 of Chris Akers, leading this race out in front. Sadusky in the 19 looking to clear. The 4 doesn't get it done. The 21 staying down on the bottom. Akers in the 4 with a good run down the backstretch. Dana Osborne in the 88, not leaving that back bumper, giving him a good push into turn 3, but the inevitable happening, they fall back a little bit through 3 and 4. This lead pack consists of, well, 9 cars on the lead lap. The 62 of Les Levy finding himself in 9th place. But then Adam Evans and Jimmy Reynolds right there, they're trying to close in on this pack and try and race their way back onto the lead lap. Right now, the 28 of Jimmy Reynolds, well, that's Adam Evans' biggest fan. If the 25 can work his way forward and get himself on the lead lap, a caution comes out. The 28 being the only car on the lead lap then, or not on the lead lap, would receive the free pass. But things are about to get a little bit hairy because here comes Russell Hancock to be swallowed up by the field. Akers in the 4 drops down in front of the 21. Dana Osborne in the 88 on the outside as the front running car now for that lane. The 3 of Paul Servant looking for the mellow yellow 51 to get to his back bumper. And our opening race in the chase has been an exciting one and an action-packed one as Hancock goes to the high side. We're going to go 3 wide as the field puts the 343 a lap down. We now have 3 cars 1 lap down. Oh, big wiggle from the 4. Looked like a little bit of no touch from the 21. He got into that rear end a little bit too much. "24 laps to go here at Daytona." Drivers have been out on the track. This race has gone on now for about 49 minutes. It's 49 minutes of mental concentration like you wouldn't believe. They have had to pretty much not blink the entire time they have been on the track. The moment you blink, something bad happens and you get knocked out of the race. That's not how you want to start your chase. Especially only 3 races, 12 drivers, Our 12 drivers, as you can see, have had a C behind them. We'll take a look at our point standings coming into this one. Everyone got reset that was in the chase. Drivers with a win got 5 bonus points as we got a crash on the backstretch. Yellow flag has come out, and we have several cars involved in this one. Dana Osborne in the 88, Paul Servant, Les Levy, several drivers getting involved. Big time trouble at the front of the field. Jason Graves in the 51, big slide for him. He doesn't make any contact with anything else. Les Levy in the 62 hit that tire barrier. The yellow flag coming out, and the 4 Chris Akers out in front. I was trying to show the points coming in, how they'd been reset, how everything was shaping up. So we'll finish that out. Our chase drivers, 12 drivers, all getting 2,000 points, 5 bonus points going to each driver who had a win that made the chase. Michael Hinton being the best of the rest coming into this race, but not able to make it here tonight. We'll see how that battle plays out as well. 4 machine on the pit road, along with everyone else. Akers in the 4, winning the race off of pit road. Daniel Holloway, Donald Sadusky, your top 3 off of pit road. Few cars being serviced by their crew, hammering out some damage. We're getting down to the nitty gritty of this one, and I was talking about it, how their mentality, their mental focus can wear into their mentality. Not being able to blink, not being able to, kind of catch your breath. You've been on edge now for almost an hour behind the wheel. And mistakes get made very easy at this point of the race. Jimmy Reynolds did receive the free pass. He is back on the lead lap. Adam Evans and Russell Hancock still off the lead lap. Gonna get the green flag with 19 laps to go. Okay. Oh, using this moment to catch my breath. Getting caught up on some storylines here. Apparently the 4 of Chris Akers. Well, I'm gonna make something up, and I couldn't do it. Couldn't come up with anything good. So there's no storylines. Everyone's anxious to get this back into green flag racing. We're gonna have 19 laps to go when the green flag comes out. The 4 and the 21 on the front row. Donald Sadusky in the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, row number 2. Reynolds, who popped his engine, having a great recovery from that one. Green flag comes out, and we are back underway. Side by side into turn number 1. Akers has the advantage for the moment. Being pushed hard by the 19 of Sadusky, but the 21 of Holloway has the 26 of Hunter Reynolds on his back bumper. A lot of chase contenders starting to work their way to the front of this one. 12 chase drivers inside the top 16. Right now, J.R. Johnson, Donald Sadusky, and Les Levy, Sean Wilder separating our chase drivers. But you can tell it is starting to get down to crunch time because they are all trying to work their way forward and put themselves in position to win this race here tonight. Only one driver is going to be able to win it. It may come down to the driver who maybe can stretch his fuel. Everyone a little bit close on fuel. I don't think anybody can make it from here. But as soon as I say that, someone is going to ruin it. Someone is going to try. And they'll find a way to do it. But I really doubt anyone can make it on fuel from here. We got 18 laps to go. Drivers last on pit road, lap 59. Some of them coming down lap 60. So 20 laps is a big stretch. Keep in mind, we have to. We'll use a green-white checkered overtime situation. That would really throw a wrench in the plans of someone trying to stretch it. So couple that together and you find out these drivers really can't make it. We're going to have one more stop on fuel for sure. Dang, every time I think I got something for sure nailed down, someone has to go and prove me wrong. Sadusky, who's been running up front all night long, out in front once again, down on the bottom line. Protecting that yellow line, not straying too far from it. Chris Akers in the 4, right on his back bumper. Our biggest mover of the race so far right now, that is the 37 of J.R. Johnson, gaining 11 spots from where he qualified. He is finding himself in 4th place. Daniel Holloway right there as well. Johnson, 3rd car on that inside line. Holloway leading that outside lane. Field working its way through the corner. Everyone looking very tight right here. Side by side, a little bit of wiggling. Gathering it back in. 15 laps to go in this one. Sadusky in the 19. Your leader down on the bottom. Dan Harrington, our chase driver, one of our chase drivers. An 82 machine finding himself 4th car in the outside line. Right behind him is Stephen Herman in the 7-Eleven. Squirm and Herman still in this one. All 21 drivers still out on the track. 19 drivers on the lead lap. Russell Hancock, Adam Evans, only 2 drivers 1 lap down. That battle to be the first car 1 lap down currently being won by the 343 of Hancock. Adam Evans, right behind him. That is a close battle as well. Everyone is in this lead pack, one way or another. The 27 of Sean Stevens, last car on the lead lap, tucking himself in behind the 44 of Anthony English. Now the 3 of Paul Servant, Anthony English, and Sean Stevens, 3 chase contenders sitting at the tail of the field here. You gotta wonder if they're thinking that there's going to be another big crash and they're just hoping that they can go to the bottom or the top, drop to the back of this field and make a move to avoid a big crash, because they are not necessarily trying to get sucked up to the back bumper of the 28. They are staying within striking distance. Sadusky in the 19, continuing to lead. And making the decision to hit pit road here. When you come down pit road, this is going to be, in my opinion, what could be the race winning decision. Of course, a caution could come out and throw all of that to the side. But when you hit pit road for the final time, how you hit pit road, who you pit with, all of that's going to play a factor. And I think we're going to see that the first group that comes down pit road, you can get 5 or 6 drivers to hit pit lane. Maybe this lap or the next one, everyone having good pit stops, everyone form up very quickly. I think those 5 or 6 drivers would have a shot at being the race winner. All that being said, what do I know? I'm just a broadcaster. I'm just calling the race. Squirmin' Herman in trouble. He's going to go around in front of the field. Yellow flag going to come out. Hunter Reynolds down pit lane. Take a look at that one. He got shot in the side by the 7-Eleven machine. Herman going for a spin. Josh Milam, Mark Mann going through the grass. Jimmy Reynolds, Jason Graham's going to get into the 7-Eleven as well. So this is going to change everything. I expect to see everyone on pit road this time. Everyone will have enough fuel to make it to the end no matter what. Holy cow. Les Levy making his break for pit lane. And nobody else coming down pit road. See, this is why I'm in the broadcast booth. I have no idea what's going on out on track. No, can't. My strategy game is awful. Really thought we'd see everyone on pit road. Well, that's okay. That's all right. Just shows you I don't know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm in the booth. So Sadusky in the 19 stays out. Dana Osborne, Hunter Reynolds, Les Levy, Jason Graham's, Jimmy Reynolds, and Stephen Herman all onto pit road. Russell Hancock getting the free pass. He gets back on the lead lap. That being said, guys, I'm going to take a quick little break. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the field is getting ready to go back to green flag racing. We're gonna be ready to wrap this one up. Colin Sadusky, 8 laps to go. He's out in front. He's trying to play spoiler to all of our championship contenders and pick up this race win as a non-chase driver. 21 of Daniel Holloway, not letting him get too far away. Chris Akers in the 4 right there as well. 21 drivers started the race here tonight. 21 cars in this race, still 20 on the lead lap. Adam Evans in the 25, the only car that is not on the lead lap. Sadusky with a good run through the bottom of the corner. Puts a little bit of gap on the 21 machine. The 21 trying to stay tight to the 4. Onto the front stretch and around to the tri-oval, now down to 7 laps to go. Akers has room to move up to the high side, elects to stay down on the bottom with the 19. Sadusky and Akers sitting 1 and 2 on that bottom lane. Mark Mann in the 04 trying to make something happen in that third lane. Nobody going with him. Squirm Herman in the 711 goes right through the middle, and Mark Mann holding his line drops down behind the 711. Coming to 6 laps to go here in the first race in the chase. Sadusky starting to feel the pressure, trying to bring this one home. Jason Graves in the 51, a little bit being beat up, a little bit banged up, and he is falling off the lead pack here. Not a good sign for the 51 here in the closing laps of this race. Hunter Reynolds in the 26 also falling back a little bit. 2 chase contenders running 19th and 20th. Not how you want to start your championship bid. Sadusky continuing to lead. Nobody trying to make a move just yet. Everybody waiting for what they feel is the right time to make something happen. Todd Poston in the 31, 4th car outside a lane. Starting deep in this field, he's gained 12 positions to be where he is at. Mark Mann in the 04 trying that third lane again. Squirm and Herman going to move up to the top side with him. Those 2 cars maybe going to have a chance here. If you go to the top side, especially that far back, you've got to go with somebody you trust. And the Squirm and Herman and the 31 of Todd Poston almost getting together through 3 and 4. Now the 91 of Sean Wilder is going to jump up to the 3rd lane. Here we go. Business starting to pick up here at Daytona. 3 wide racing. Wilder almost getting into it with J.R. Johnson. Herman scrubbing the wall a little bit. That's going to cause Mark Mann to drop back. Now that outside lane fizzles out, and the 91 of Sean Wilder left high, wide, and handsome. And no dancing partner to prom. Chris Akers in the 4 while all of that is going on. It's hooked up with the 21 of Holloway, makes the move for the race lead, both clearing the 19, dropping down to the bottom, taking over the first 2 spots, protecting that yellow line now. J.R. Johnson leading the charge on the outside lane, but the 19 gonna slide up from the tri-oval. Now he's gonna try and build some momentum on the outside. Holloway, a little bit pushing up there, trying to keep that 19 off his teammate. 3 laps to go. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think this thing is gonna make it to the checkered flag without a caution. Oh, Herman holding on to it. He's gonna get into Markman. And Markman going around. Adam Evans involved, and the caution flag going to come out. Take a look at this one. Go ahead and back this up just a little bit. Your pole sitter, the 04 Mark Mann, getting involved in one here very late in this race. Now we are going to go into overtime on our first chase race. OMG. Nobody coming down pit road. Everyone gonna have enough fuel, it would seem. Dana Osborne. Nope. John Stevens, Russ Hancock, Hunter Reynolds, and Jason Graves all hitting pit road. Jimmy Reynolds there as well. Adam Evans in the 25 was in position for the free pass, would have put him back on the lead lap, but because he was involved in the caution, does not get his lap back. The 4 of Chris Akers. Your race leader, Daniel Holloway, second. Sadusky, third. Fourth, going to Dan Harrington. And rounding out your top 5 is the 37 of J.R. Johnson. Okay. Ooh. Light's gonna go out on the pace car this time. Drivers start lap 80. We go into overtime officially when the green flag comes out. This is our first attempt at a green, white, checkered. So let's reset this field for you. Chris Akers in the 4 on the front row inside. On his outside, the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Donald Sadusky in the 19 inside row number 2. On his outside, the 82 of Dan Harrington. Row number 3 going to be the 37 of J.R. Johnson and the 31 of Todd Poston. Row 4, the 61 of DJ Mitchell, the 91 of Sean Wilder. Row 5, the 7, Josh Milam, and the 7-11 of Squirmin Herman. That is your first 5 rows as they get ready to head for the green flag in our first attempt at a green, white, checkered. Akers, Holloway, representing Candy Shack Motorsports. Daniel Harrington in the 82. In Alliance Motorsports. As the green flag comes out, we get ready to go, and they are already jockeying for position. Everyone moving every which way, trying to find somewhere to go. Josh Milam moving up, blocking out the 91 of Sean Wilder. Akers down on the bottom in the 4 machine. He needs the 19 on his back bumper, but the 21 doesn't have as much help from the 82 just yet. Harrington finally gets to his back bumper, and now that hard pushing can begin. Oh, big wiggle from the 21 and the 82. Todd Poston in the 31 closing in there as well. 3 cars in the outside lane trying to push hard to put the 21 out in front, but the field going to get the white flag. This one is going to go into the books with the checkered flag falling next time around. Into turn number 1 we go, side by side. We got one along the wall. That's the 91 of Sean Wilder, but no one has gone with him. Chris Akers in the 4, still down on the bottom. Holloway in the 21, holding up. Oh, he's got a big wiggle as Harrington got into his back bumper, but Holloway holds on to it. Akers gonna take the advantage there and moves out in front a little bit. Sadusky now gonna move to the outside. Akers gonna try and block him, can't get it done. They're gonna stack up behind him. Poston involved, Sean Wilder, Josh Milam. It doesn't matter, we're going to the race win, and Sadusky gets turned. Chris Akers gonna win it at the line. J.R. Johnson second, and DJ Mitchell gonna bring this one home third. Anthony English scored in 4th place, and that one was a wild one. A wild finish coming to the checkered flag. Let's take another look at this one. We go on board with the 44. Trouble coming off of turn 4, cars all over the place. Man, that was an outstanding finish. And Chris Akers in the 4, picking up the first win in the championship season, or championship, doing it in dramatic fashion. Oh, all right, let's get right into it. Let's start our post-race show and talking to the driver in the 4. That is Chris Akers. Chris, congratulations on winning chase race number 1 here tonight.
Woo! About time, man. I was getting a little nervous there at the end, especially that last caution coming out. I thought Donald was going to jump high on me and go up there with Holloway, but shit, we pulled it off.
Man,
got my second win for this season. Hell yeah!
Yeah, 4 machine has been strong all night long, and I believe I mentioned, nobody has been a repeat winner so far this season, and you become our first repeat winner, and you do it here in Chase race number 1.
Heck yeah, let's see if we go for number 3 next week, or at least the last race. But hell, I'm sure that puts me way up there in points for this chase. That's a great way to start off, and hell yeah, let's get it.
Well, man, an outstanding race here at Daytona. We saw a couple big crashes, and a lot of them coming from the front of the field here tonight. How do you feel that the pressure is on our drivers out here?
Oh, these cars are very finicky when you go to pushing, so it puts a lot of pressure on us to make sure we bump correctly and stay off of each other in certain spots. And I noticed that when you start getting side drafted real hard, the cars like to move around a little bit. So the pressure for us to be on our game is astronomical right now. It brings the drivers out in us, and we got to do good. And most of the time, you'll see the drivers that can really drive these cars out in front most of the night. So it's a tough game right now.
All right, man. Well, outstanding job picking up the race win, man. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Oh man, as always, Candy Shack team, Paul, Dana, and then Holloway. I gotta give a shout out to their Sandusky there for pushing. That was a great run to the finish, and then Wilder running with us. And you guys for putting on the broadcast. It's awesome to watch back on Monday mornings and see the race over again from the point of view that y'all get to see, not from where we get to sit at. It's always fun. And then the guys at NSRA for putting this on. It's fantastic. Love running here. This has been a great season. And I want to give a shout out to my family. They watch week in and week out, and love that they actually take the time to support us out here. That's awesome.
All right, that is the 4 of Chris Akers, your race winner. And once again, Chris, congratulations on picking up that Chase race number 1 victory.
Woohoo! Heck yeah, thank you.
All right, now we're going to move on to our second place driver. Just as soon as I can get him calmed down, and that is none other than J.R. Johnson. J.R., you got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just fine, but you're coming home second place here tonight. Tell us a little bit about your race.
I have no idea. I had no teammates. I just managed to stay up front for the most of the race, and I don't know, just lucky, I guess.
Well, JR, that 37 machine, maybe lucky, maybe some skill involved, but a solid race for the 37 all night long. A front runner for sure in the top 5 almost this entire race. Had to come from deep in the field to do it, though.
Yeah. My qualifying is not the best. I'm usually about mid-pack usually, and it's usually how it works out. You know, I have to make my way to the front. But no, what a race, man. That was incredible.
Well, JR, Chase race number 1 in the books. Unfortunately, you're not a Chase contender, but having that opportunity to win here in that chase, are you letting these other drivers know to watch out for you next season?
Oh, all day, every day. Yeah. It's I'm competitive, and I like to be competitive, and these guys know it, and they're all a great bunch of guys. You know, they're all teamed up and everything, and I'm a single car team, and I just work with whoever I can work with and get to the front. And man, that was so close, though.
It was close, and an outstanding run for the 37 all night long. Any other shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, a big shout out to Amy and Sean Wilder, and congratulations to Chris on that win. That was a real good race.
All right, that is J.R. Johnson, our second place finisher. Once again, J.R., congratulations, man.
All right, thank you guys, and thanks for the great broadcast. Awesome job.
Well, we won't tell him he hasn't watched it here tonight, so we'll let him have his high hopes. But once again, man, nice job to J.R. Johnson. But now let's move on to our third place finisher, and that is none other than DJ Mitzel. DJ, you got your ears on, buddy?
Yeah, I got you, Kara.
The 61 machine brings it home in third place here tonight, and a wild third place it was.
Yeah, it was. I don't know exactly what happened at the end. I was in behind the 37 there, and he got loose or something. I was trying not to run him over. I jumped out. I think I don't even know who was out there. 21 and another car must have got into each other, kind of hit the wall. Somehow I got third. I don't know.
Well, third place is where you end up, whether you know it or not. But a good start for the 61 here in the championship 3-race format that you have going on. You were down 5 bonus points because you did not have that win on the season, one of 3 drivers to do it. But here you are in third, kind of overcoming that little lack of 5 points in the very first race.
Yeah. I never ended up getting a win during the season, and it was good to finish up front. It was not a good race for me, honestly. I got caught up into some stuff at the beginning or not at the beginning, more to the middle. No caution got put out. I got sent down pit road, and then just got into some little things. So I honestly, I'll take a third any day after that race. But hopefully it helps me out a little bit in the points.
All right, well, DJ, a solid third place effort here and representing 3 Wide Motorsports. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to KR and Travis. It doesn't seem like Travis is here tonight, but turn 3, and then my 3 Wide Motorsports teammates, Steven, Todd, and Russ.
All right, that is DJ Mitzel, and again, congratulations, man.
Hey, thanks a lot, KR.
The DJ Mitzel, our third place finisher, final step of the podium. Great start for him in the championship as well. But Chris Akers coming away with the race win. Let's go ahead and look at our race results before we get out of here. Akers, your winner. Johnson, second. Mitzel, third. We got to talk to all 3 of those drivers. Anthony English brings it home in 4th. Les Levy rounding out your top 5. Daniel Holloway, 6th. 7th goes to Paul Servant. Donald Sadusky, upside down, on fire, backwards, all kinds of stuff. He's going to bring it home in 8th place. 9th goes to Hunter Reynolds. 10th place goes to Jason Graves. Russell Hancock finishing 11th. 12th goes to Dan Harrington. Sean Wilder, 13th. 14th going to Mark Mann. 15th, Dana Osborne. 16th, Josh Milam. 17th, Sean Stevens. And in 18th spot going to the 7-Eleven of Squirmin' Herman. Jimmy Reynolds, Todd Poston, and Adam Evans rounding out our field here tonight. Chase race number 1 in the books, done and over with. 2 more races to go in this season, and Chris Akers already trying to stake his claim on that championship trophy, but he's got to hold out for 2 more races. It's still anyone's battle. Make sure you all join me next week as we head to Talladega for another outstanding run. At least I think it's Talladega. I should check. No, it is iRacing Super Speedway. We finish at Talladega. I knew that sounded wrong as soon as I said it. So join me next week, April 18th, at the iRacing Super Speedway for Chase race number 2. It is only going to get more intense from here on out. So until then, guys, have a good night, and thank you oh so much for joining me here on the Turn 3 Racing Network.